Hi champs, welcome for today's session. So we are seeing electricity lesson as a continuation of the lesson. Today we are going to see heating effects of electric current. So now you saw this phone getting charged. How you will feel while touching it? Is it hot? Yes, everybody have come across this heat in many of the appliances. Not only phone, your fridge, your oven, the fan and many electrical appliances. So what is this? Why it is happening? How the wire is producing heat? All that we are going to see in this chapter. So first, how the wire or the appliances is getting heated. So in previous videos when we are seeing about the electric current, the resistance, we saw that the electrons when moving from a terminal, from the positive terminal to the negative terminal, we saw that the electrons are colliding with the atom. So there is a friction produced. Now what happens when I clap my hands continuously? When I rub my hands continuously, some heat is produced. It is because of friction. The same thing happens in the wire also or in the conductor also. The electrons are colliding with the atoms so that the heat is produced. So here in the example of the phone, what happens is the energy is splitted. One part of the energy is used in charging the mobile and the other part is dissipated as the heat. So this heat that is getting dissipated is used in useful way for our daily uses. For example, electric toaster, ironing, iron box, then gaseous, etc. So how this is done? If the battery is connected directly to the resistor, then the conductor gets heated up so that we are using that for our purposes. Now we are going to see the mathematical derivation of the heating effects of electric current. So first, heat is directly proportional to the resistance. So now when the resistance is more, the collision is more. So definitely the heat will also increase or the heat will also more. So the heat is directly proportional to the resistance. The second one, heat is directly proportional to the time. So for example, if I have two bulbs, one I glow it for 10 minutes, the other I glow it for half an hour. So which bulbs will be heated up more? Of course the second one. So the heat depends upon the time. That is, heat is directly proportional to the time. The third one is heat is directly proportional to the current.
So we know that the flow of electrons constitute the electric current. So when millions of electrons are colliding with the atoms, then there is heat produced. So when there is the current increase, it means the more number of electrons also is getting produced. So heat is directly proportional to the square of the current in this case. Verification of Joule's law. So first, potential difference. So what is potential difference? It is a measure of work done in moving unit charge across a circuit. So V is equal to W by Q. So I can rewrite this formula as W is equal to V into Q. So let us keep this equation to be 1. So next is the electric current. So what is electric current? The rate of flow of charges. So I is equal to Q divided by T. So I can rewrite this formula as Q is equal to I into T. So this is equation number 2. So substituting this Q value in equation number 1. So substitute Q in equation 1. So now W is equal to V, and instead of this Q, what is Q here? Q is equal to I into T. So I am just writing IT. So now let us keep this as equation number 3. So now applying Ohm's law. So what is Ohm's law? It is V is equal to I R. So substitute this value of V in equation number 3. So W is equal to, instead of V I am writing it as I R. Into I into T. So this can be rewritten as W is equal to I square R into T. So now this work done by the electrical energy to overcome the resistance is converted into heat energy. So hence the W can be rewritten as H. So H is equal to I square R into T. So which is the Joule's law of heating formula. So now this can also be rewritten as, say for example, the current value is not given. Instead for you voltage value is given. So a known voltage source is given. So what you have to do, you can not use this formula. Instead, since I is equal to V by R by Ohm's law, what we can do? So H is equal to, instead of I am writing it as V by R, and since it is I square, V square by R square, R into T. So 1 R and 1 R get cancelled. So H is equal to V square by R into T. So this is the other formula. So you have to read the question properly, how they have given the question, and accordingly you can use the formulas. Moving on to the next topic, power. So what is power? We learnt in 9th standard. It is rate of doing work or rate of using energy. So the formula is P is equal to W by T. Now taking the energy formula, that is work done formula, in the previously worked equation. So first I am taking W is equal to VI T, and the second one is W is equal to I square R T. So now what is the power formula? We learnt P is equal to W by time. that is w by t. So instead of the w, first now I am taking the first equation and I am substituting. So instead of w I am writing it as VIT divided by t. T and T get cancelled. So P is equal to the product of voltage and the current. So P is equal to V into I. Now moving on to the second equation, W is equal to I square RT. So now the same way P is equal to, instead of W I am writing I square RT divided by T. So T and T get cancelled, which is equal to P is equal to I square R. So what is the unit of power that we learnt in the 9th standard? The unit of power is watt. So this is a formula chart for you. You can use this chart for solving your problems. So be thorough with this, and the lesson is over. Now it is time to recall the chapter with the textbook. Read the textbook once or twice, so you may get some doubts. If any doubts, just ask me in the comment box. Thank you.